What's up, everybody? Weekend Hot Podcast B-side back at y'all again. Your man K Zizzle and my man Swag Gizzle. What's up, y'all? We doing another B-side. We're doing something different this time on the B-side side of the game. Actually, shoot.
So we're gonna have a little fun tonight, and
yeah, we had hit it. You know, what I'm saying in some other episodes, I think we had hinted towards we're gonna do something like this. The first time only on this channel, man. We got the first 80s. You know, everybody. Well, let me before I introduce it. You know, everybody been doing all their hip hop 100s, all these magazines. Half these writers, you know, what I'm saying, they don't even come from that generation. They don't even like hip hop, and they ranking people all out of order. And you know, they got Melly Mel 98, and then they got like they got like Paperboy, or not Paperboy. Shit, he might have been on the damn list. They got like you know, they have people like, you know, rest in peace to a lot of the rappers. I'm not knocking no rappers on the list because you know every rapper fits in somewhere in
every rapper on that list deserves to be on there. Just some of the placements is questionable.
Yeah, some of them. And then you know there are others like us who well, there are other people who have another perspective of they don't really believe you can rank music like that because it's art. You know, it goes by the period. Some parts of music are like a soundtrack of our life. Like somebody can be a one-hit wonder, but you know the reason they're one-hit wonder because you remember that one hit, that period of time in your life.
In your life, yeah.
Right. You I remember that song. And he can still continue to make money to this day and tour off that one song. So no matter, and then you got some people like you said who are more impactful, like a Prince, a Michael Jackson, who, you know what I'm saying, you can go months. Like, oh, I remember this month this song came out. You can go different decades of your life. I was 10 when I heard this Michael Jackson song. I was 20 when I heard this Michael Jackson song. I was, you know what I'm saying? So you got other artists who hit you with the 1-2 all the way through history, and you got some who just hit it one time. Even the ones who faked it, like Milli Vanilli, they faked it.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, the way people TikToking now, lip syncing, I bet they turning over in their grave right now.
You know what? And speaking of that, especially with all the AI, there was a recent story that came out today. You know, people was questioning the Jay-Z verse. They did an AI has recreated Jay-Z's voice and everything and trying to spit lyrics.
God did.
No, this is AI. The you know how now AI is getting really big. They have all the AI chats and everything, but it was a story that came out, and we'll cover this in depth. You know, we'll cover it, but there was a story that came out that they have AI now recreating rappers' voices. So basically, let's say like let's say a Michael Jackson song that's in the vault somewhere that he didn't finish. What they could do is they could put the AI on it to finish the song in his cadence and his sound. It sounds exactly like Michael Jackson. Like they remember when that Michael Jackson album had got leaked. Yeah. There was an album recently, I think last year that got leaked, and then some of those songs on there, they was like, Michael didn't make no song like this. How this it sound like Michael Jackson, but is that really him? And then It came out later. That was AI.
Early stage AI though.
Yeah. So there's a Jay-Z. Jay-Z had the AI just now recreated a Jay-Z verse or recreated. So, you know what I'm saying? To, you know, people can start getting moved out the way.
Yeah.
I can make more money off you dead. Now that I got this AI, all of a sudden Tupac coming with new song. You know, we remember on the bootleg side of the game, Machiavelli 13, Machiavelli 12, it was all hella Machiavelli still coming out. You know what I'm saying? After Pac died, we kept getting hits because you know, remember Pac was always in the studio, so all the albums that didn't get the singles that didn't, you know, stuff was just coming. I remember all this. I'm like, damn, he made all this. I don't remember him making this song. And so now, you know what I'm saying, it's scary because now, you know, if you're an artist, you probably get your publishing or your rights right. Because if you don't, they be like, okay, well, we'll need to resign you. We got your voice.
They're gonna find a program to jack your swag and shit.
That's what it's doing already. That's what it's doing. So we got your voice already. We already got your voice. We'll need to resign you. We just go feed your voice inside the computer, and then the AI will make up all the rest. And you be like sitting there one day, you get a text, damn, I got a new album coming out.
I know, right? I
You
be
know what I'm
highly
saying?
physical.
So but that this stuff is real. I know it's on the tinfoil do rag side of the game.
Oh
You
no,
know what
it's
I'm
real
saying?
because it's going on in Hollywood too. I was gonna wait to unpack it, but they got AI programs that's writing screenplays and shit too.
Right, writing screenplays. They even got one AI bot that's now gonna be. I don't know if you heard the Microsoft the revenue one.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
revenue one, right? It at least seeks out new revenue or something like that. Like builds businesses and seeks out finds where it can find a niche to make some type of revenue in any industry, and then it like builds it or man, this stuff is you know what I'm saying.
Hell yeah. Our tech is slowly starting to go from smart to sentient. Yeah.
Basically putting you out of business. It's like we don't
Yeah,
need you for
man.
nothing. We can just feed it in. So Young Guru, one of the engineers from Jay-Z, he was speaking out against it. Now Ninth Wonder, one of the big producers, underground. Well, a lot of people think underground producers, but if you know hip hop, you know Ninth Wonder from NC. And
Yeah.
they were all speaking out about it, in regards to their rights as artists, because all they got to do is get your voice off a song, lift your voice off a song, feed it into the AI, and the AI is gonna be like I said, it does the same. Like when you, the one that it did Jay-Z, when you hear it, you like, damn, that sounds just like him. It picks his cadence up, and it starts to try to think and mimic and try to put words where he would think he would put words. So, man, it's crazy. So all that tinfoil do rag stuff got me to thinking about the '80s. And then me and my guy Swag, we got together, and I said, man, let's go back in time, man, a simpler time of music.
Let's go back to the day of the milk mustaches and shit.
Let's go big. Let's go back, big dog. Let's go back when it was paper grocery bags coming out the store. It wasn't no plastic. You know what I'm
You
saying? It was,
know, you know.
or you had the casing from the cans. You know how you get the cans and you got the little thing the cans be on. You bring that out to the car on the arm.
I get that
We
little
got that.
cardboard skin.
Hell yeah, skid got the skid game palette. You know what I'm saying? So we went back in time on the '80s side of the game. It's a, you know what? It was a lot of great music in the '80s. A lot, I mean, a lot of great music. I'm finding myself going back to revisit a lot of the music back then. Um, a lot of it is nostalgic. A lot of stuff I grew up with. From everybody that you can think of. But the '80s mean a lot to me. Like I said, this takes me back to a simpler time. In the music, it's like it's so more soulful. You can feel it. But what are your thoughts on '80s
Man,
R&B?
I mean, it's already gonna sound richer because it's not digital. So you hearing uh analog sounds, and I mean that's that richness that you get. I mean, you can feel the textures and the colors of the notes. It's beautiful. I mean, not to say the music now ain't lit, but some about that traditional acoustic sound, man, you can't replicate it. I hope this AI don't catch up with that shit.
Right. I mean, remember because AI already doing paintings and shit. Remember all
Hell
the
yeah.
artists is like they coming like, wait a minute now. I've been trying to do this for years, and then you telling me somebody just type come in, type a couple words, and all of a sudden they got the painting that took me like a year to make. You know what I'm saying? They making it in seconds. But we're gonna get right back. We're gonna get right to it, y'all. I'm sorry, I still had a little left over from tinfoil do rag segment. But we're gonna get right into it, man. I'm gonna go with Big Swag first, man. My guy, I'm gonna go his list first. We're gonna start from 10
Yeah,
to 1.
let's go 10 to 6 back and
Yeah,
forth.
we're gonna do 10 to 6. Okay, so
All right.
here's his 10 to
So
6.
so my number 10, man, I hated to do this because I did want to break him off from the group, but for number 10, I got El DeBarge, one of the purest voices in the game. El DeBarge. Now, number 9, I wrestle with too because is Michael Jackson pop or is he not pop? But I went on ahead and took him because pop is the catch-all term for R&B. And so I got Michael Jackson at number 9. I went for the 80s, Mike, because Thriller came out in the 80s.
Yep.
Thriller was 83, Bad was 88. So, I would say, even though he's been doing it since the 60s, you know, his apex run was in the 80s. So Michael Jackson at number 9. Now, I got Anita Baker at number 8. Number 8 for Anita Baker. I can remember cleaning up the house. This is one of the first ones where I was cleaning up on Saturday morning.
Your ass, your
Had
ass
that
was,
going.
you was like you had that broom and that album cover as a dustpan. My heartbeat started
You
again.
already know using the same album cover as the dustpan. Heck yeah. And then I kind of surprised myself when I threw Charlie Wilson in. I broke him from the band, from the Gap band. But
Yes,
Charlie
yes.
Wilson was doing some high level stuff. You got to listen to it. A lot of this stuff was upbeat. It wasn't many ballads, but Charlie Wilson I have at number 7. And then I round out my bottom 5 of my top 10 with Babyface. A little trivia: Babyface and my mom belonged to the same church in Indianapolis, Grace Apostolic. And
All right.
you know how they had a little church yearbook picture. My older brother and Babyface was in the same class.
Mm, dang, that's history right there. That's
Yeah, that's a little
black
tidbit.
history right there.
Right, yeah. Black excellence, baby.
Now y'all see, everybody see, our audience. I know y'all, our listeners, our viewers see Swags his 10 through 6. Now I like his 10 through 6. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna be able to critique and view each other. See, only problem I got with Swags 10 through 6, and then leave a comment if y'all agree with me. If y'all don't, I understand. Only problem I have is I got a problem with 10. I got a problem, L. I got a problem with 6, Babyface, and I got a problem with 7, Charlie Wilson. Only reason I have this problem, y'all, is because they come from groups. They in groups. So, because you got Charlie Wilson, Gap Band, you got Babyface, The Deal. I only think of you. Ooh, that's bad. On 2 occasions. Hey, I didn't say I was no singer, y'all.
Hey man, but Michael Jackson, for all that, you can say Michael Jackson was from a group too, though.
But he was bigger than this group. He was a solo artist at that time. He was actually a solo artist. I mean, you're right, because they still had the Jackson. Can you feel it? They still had but you know what? Look, Mike was helping his brothers get a little paper. Come on, man. He was like, Mike was like, you know what? Really, I really don't need
for the fam.
Right. I got to do it for the family. And that's what you should do. You want the family to eat too. Because think about it. If he was like, man, screw y'all, man, I'm solo. Then his brothers be trying to hit him up for money all the time. Mike was like, nah, I got to play for y'all.
You know, I'll cut all that shit out right here, right now.
And then too, the way Joe raised them, you look out for your brothers, and that's where it started, the Jackson 5. So I could get where you coming from with that argument. If okay, he's still in technically he's still in the Jackson 5 at that time, but his solo albums was kind of Thriller, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, he was breaking loose from the mold.
But don't get me wrong, Can You Feel It? Heartbreak Hotel.
Yeah,
Heartbreak Hotel. All that was kicking. But
All I Do.
Yeah. So that's the only problem. That's the only thing. Let's go back. That's the only problem I had. Other than that, I like your list. I like Anita Baker on there because a lot of people don't know. I'm gonna bring up this. Now I got a me. I'm always trying to. I'm on Ranker, the website called Ranker. Now the best R&B songs of the '80s, and I look. This is kind of what we can look to see where they're on that. Let me get Ranker off of there because Ranker got us going crazy. All right.
I was moving slow. I'm making sure.
Yeah, I know. You was moving slow. Let me get Ranker off there. Ranker messing the play up.
Bye-bye, Ranker.
A lot of the ones that you had, some of the ones you had is definitely on that top. Mike is gonna be on there. He gonna be on there.
And I hate putting him so low, but it's kind of like I ain't forget about him, but I didn't want to play favorites because before I met MD, I had MJ. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, I feel you because he really, you know what I'm saying? You could rank him higher. I see what you're saying. Because
Yeah, I
arguably,
mean, I
we
just
talk
had to.
about
I had
arguably
to make sure I had to
the
get it.
best.
I had to go ahead.
Now, obviously, the best artist of all time. So I know it's easy to put him at number one. Actually you could put him in the top five spots if you really wanted to. Because if you think about PYT, if you think about Thriller, the Thriller album, if you think about all the albums that came out in the 80s from Michael Jackson, literally the 80s decade, he was a beast. That was his. It was. I mean, you couldn't. Where could you
Man,
go in the
nothing
80s
but
and not hear a
slap.
Michael Jackson song? Huh?
Man, I remember the '84 Grammys when he cleaned up. He had two arms full of Grammys.
Oh, is that the one he did the famous moonwalk?
No, that was the AMA.
Oh no, that was the Motown. That was the Motown tribute, right? He did the moonwalk, but no. Oh yeah, I remember the picture of him having them all in his hand, all those
Yeah,
Grammys he
that was
had.
the Grammys.
Yeah. I mean, Michael ruled. It was
Yeah,
like,
man.
man. So let's go. We're gonna go. Keep it moving, y'all. We're gonna go with Swags 1 through 5 through 1 or 1 through 5, whatever you're gonna call it. But here we go, y'all.
Okay.
You ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Bam. Let's see what he got, y'all.
All right. So at 5, I got Baby Girl Sade, the smooth operator. Okay. Now, I brought Gladys Knight into the 80s because she had a couple late hits out there. She had the James Bond License to Kill platinum single. So I went on here and threw. I kind of wedged Gladys Knight in. Okay, and then we got.
That nigga said, he said, hey, you just like that song, Gladys. What's going on? No. No, it was Love Overboard. It was Love Overboard. Wasn't that Love Overboard, Gladys? Gladys. That Love Overboard got you, didn't it, boy?
They got me my pimp stands. Yeah, then
he was like them Cougars back in the day. He said, "Shit, let's get it."
Some of that Cougar mites. No, but then I got Mr. Hello, Lionel Richie for number 3, Big Luther for number 2. Luther Vandross, he was also one of the ones I cleaned up to on Saturday mornings. And then, of course, with their best run in 1980s was Whitney Houston, the undefeated GOAT of the 1980s.
All right, y'all. Now, remember, leave your comments below. This is for Swags 1 through 5. Now, I like Swags 1 through 5. I like Sade in there. Sade, really, man. I mean, really, she was a international icon, just like Michael Jackson at that time, because she had came from overseas to over here, and she was blowing up. Even I'm talking about the R&B stations was playing her and everything. Now Gladys, you did kind of crowbar in there, but hey, that's why this is fun to do. Love Overboard.
I had to force it. Hey, I tried to force Patti LaBelle in there.
Oh yeah. Now Lionel, I can get with Lionel because he had a single to in the not the rhythm of the night. What's the one? What's Lionel? Damn, I'm all over the place. You know Lionel, the one that everybody
Jumbo.
all night long. I mean, tell me.
I remember Hello was during the 80s too. That whole album had bangers there. Hello, Dancing on the Ceiling.
Right. Yeah, dancing on. But I'm just saying, as far as on, well, yeah, you're right. He did have dancing. I remember those. But I'm saying, All Night Long was like his.
He's coming from a group too.
All Night Long was his signature 80s joint. All night long. All night long. You know what I'm saying? Because you always heard that. You were like, you couldn't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So I could give you a little love online. I could give you a little Lionel Richie love.
Come on, man. Every good rom-com has Hello in it. Come on, baby.
Now I'm gonna give you. That's not even one. I'm gonna go fight you on number 1 being Whitney. Only reason is because her first album debuted in 87, and at that time she was opening it up for who? Jeffrey Osborne and Luther Vandross. So to me, Whitney really didn't peak till the early 90s. When she came out, it was 86. I want to say her first album was 85, 86. She did have she was, when I was talking about, some of yours being in the top singles in the 80s, she had I gotta look it up real quick, y'all.
Man,
I hopefully they
that
don't
stuff
mess
was in
the
the 80s.
Her first album, that first album, that's one reason I'm gonna disagree with you on this. It came out 85. Now, the single she had, let me see,
I mean,
on that album, 85,
singles.
1985. But you got to remember, Whitney wasn't known in 85. She was opening up for Luther and Jeffrey Osborne.
Hey man, you better
now let me see. To me, she didn't really pull her salt to the 90s. To me, to the early 90s, 91.
I want to dance.
I say this, okay.
1987.
Okay, well, yeah. I got you that. Saving all my love for you. That's what I was gonna say. How will I know?
Where the
greatest love of all?
Hey,
but so you telling me that one album is better than all the stuff Luther did in the 80s?
Listen,
Luther
man,
had multiple albums. Luther had 6 platinum albums.
I could easily put Luther at number 1. But
yes, you can.
Yes, I can.
I can't give Whitney.
Hey, ladies first. Hey, that's ladies first right there. 1 and 1A. For real.
I think I gotta fight you tooth and nail on that, but I feel where you're coming from.
Hey, you tell me
the only reason I'm saying though, that's like being a new artist. That's like you've been ruling a whole decade, and a new artist come out with one album, and this artist open it up for you, and then they see people say they're greater than you. I don't think she was great on the front. I couldn't call it the greatest on the one album after that. Yes, when that next album, yes. Because I'm just thinking Luther.
At the time was the 88 Olympics. That's when she was at her prime. Hold on. I'm about to see when that Super Bowl performance was. Because I swear that was in the 80s too.
Yeah. No, what? Which would you say? Which one was in the 80s?
Whitney Houston. Oh, God damn it. It was 91.
No, I told you.
I was talking about the Super Bowl performance.
She only dropped one.
When she said that national anthem, that was her apex. That was in 91.
She dropped that one in the 80s, and that was that one in 85. That joint right there. But I'm just saying, Luther. He had I'm looking at this is just actually I'm on the wrong Luther. I'm looking up his 90s, his stuff. We supposed to be in the 80s.
Oh man, he had all of them.
Luther.
Yeah, man.
Let me see how many albums he had in the 80s. In the 80s, Luther. Yeah, because Luther had some. I just remember him. Okay. That is okay.
Oh man, Never Too Much. That was 81.
That's what I'm saying. Don't you know that? That was 81. If this
were mine, that's why I have him at 1A in my 1980s top.
Okay, 10. Look, if this world were mine, 82.
If this world were mine,
you know what I'm saying? But look, so Never Too Much. The whole album came out in 81, 2 times platinum. 82. Look, Forever, his second album, platinum. He won 1 times platinum. That was 82. 83. Third album, platinum.
Ooh, come on, Luther. Come
85.
Push through, Luther.
85, 2 times platinum. The Night I Fell in Love. 86, 2 times platinum. Give Me the Reason.
Come on now.
Any Love. Look, Any Love. 1 times platinum. So he would think about this. He had a platinum album out every damn near every year in the decade.
Yeah. He had a run, didn't he?
Let me quit badgering my brother's list anyway. Because he don't badger mine, but I'm gonna badger mine too. But no. Let's go back to his list, man. I like his list. I like Swag's list. I like him giving the ladies some love. Ladies, get Swag some love in the comments and say because we voting to see whose list is better. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all think his list is better, y'all show him some love. He gave the ladies a lot of love. So let's go through it again. He got Whitney Houston, number 1. Number 2, Luther Vandross. Number 3, Lionel Richie. Number 4, Gladys Knight. Without the pips. Number 5, Sade. Our baby from overseas. Babyface, number 6. Charlie Wilson, number 7. Anita Baker, number 8. The undisputed Michael Jackson, number 9. Number 10, you got El DeBarge, number 10. So that rounds out.
I almost felt like Michael was honorable mention just because I knew I could have put him in number 1, Whitney or Luther. Either one of them.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. All right, don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button below. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button below. Stay tuned. We got more stuff coming, and we're going to get into my list next. KZ's 80s top 10 list. You're going to see what I got. Y'all can talk about my ass. But we're going to get right into it, y'all, right now. Bam. And we got at number 10, we got Anita Baker. I got Anita Baker at number 10. I got Billy Ocean at number 9.
Oh, you ran bad
Hey, he had them. Stevie got Stevie Wonder. I got Stevie at number 8 for me. Stevie had them ones, boy, in the 80s. Now, Stevie, Stevie had the ones in the 80s. He had, a lot of people think in the 90s superstitious stuff, but Stevie had those.
He had. I just called to say I love you and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Ribbon in the sky. Come on now.
Ribbon in the sky. Okay, so we got Rick James. I got Rick James in my number 7.
Oh, really?
I had to show Rick some love, man. Because a lot of people don't know, man. Rick was killing in the 80s, man. Like I'm talking about, if you went to any family barbecue or anything, you're gonna hear some Rick James, you know what I'm saying? Busted loose, I feel like busted. You know what I'm saying?
He over there in his bag.
What did he say? What did he say? Fired up, you squares. Busting out. I'm busting out. He say he busting out on the funk on y'all. Okay, I got Sade at number 6. Yeah, smooth operator. I gotta get my girl on there, Sade. So we just go. So let me know what you think about my list. I'm gonna leave it up here.
I'm mad about Billy Ocean. I'm mad about Billy Ocean.
Why you mad about Billy, man?
Oh, I'm mad about Bill, man. Oh, what do you have, about 3-4 hits?
No, he had Billy Ocean was ruling the 80s, like, man, on R&B. He had he had Lover Boy, Love Zone. Oh no, those Get Out of My Dreams, Get in My Car. Get out of my dreams. Then you talking about somebody who was kind of pop.
Hey man, he had some snaps though, man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie,
man. I know you like.
Man, me and Billy Ocean go way back, man. I used to think that love was just a fairy tale. That's my shit.
Suddenly, remember Suddenly Really Hurts Without You. When the going gets tough, get going.
When the going gets tough. Okay.
I know Billy had them. Billy. Hey, remember, I'm just stuck. Hey, you know what song? Hey, you were stuck on it. At least I got them low. At least I got them low on the list. But look, what's that? Love Zone was the one that everybody liked.
Hey man, Billy probably squeezed in on number 10 on my list. I'd have had to have him and El DeBarge duking the fuck out. Damn, I didn't think about Billy.
Yeah, man. I put Billy on there, man.
I blew it.
No, I blew it. I probably gonna get killed in these comments with Billy Ocean on here. But let me go to my
I'm gonna take for you on brother Bill.
Let me go back and share all my 6 and 10. Once again, I got Sade, got Rick James, got Stevie, I got Billy Ocean, I got Anita Baker. Let me go. Bam.
Hey
Now
man,
I
hey,
went.
matter of fact, it looked like you honorable mentioned Stevie a little bit, throwing him down there below Ricky
Yeah,
James.
I sort of did. You know what? Now, this one, people might be one. I got Mike. I got Mike at 1. No, I got Luke. Well, I got Whitney at 5. I got Whitney Houston at 5. I got Janet Jackson at 4. Because Janet don't. People ain't showing Janet love on the 80s. Because remember when the 80s came out, her first album wasn't shit. I tell you that her first album wasn't really nothing. But when that Control came out, when
That
Control and Rhythm Nation. Control and Rhythm Nation in the 80s. Pleasure Principle, nigga. Pleasure Principle. You know what I'm
and that
saying?
came out in the 80s?
Yeah. Yeah. Janet Jackson's Pleasure Principle.
I got to do a little homework on your ass. Hold on.
Yeah. Control. Janet Jackson Control album.
Control.
That was an iconic album especially for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? That was a really iconic album. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to rep Gary, you know what I'm saying? Show we was killing stuff. But with Mike and the little sister. Yeah, 86. That Control album came out in 86, brother.
Okay.
So
okay. I'll take it.
That
I will take it.
You know that album was tell me now. You can't tell me that was a classic album now.
Yeah,
Control.
man.
Janet Jackson Control.
That still leaves the question. It was a hot album, but is she a top 10 singer of that era?
Okay, I get you. I'm gonna say she's a top. I mean, because I get what you're saying. You can say, oh, well, she's a top 10 entertainer. She up there with her brother, top. But look, we talking about just 80s. When I go back and remember the 80s, all I was hearing was Janet and Michael, because you had nasty boys. Don't mean. I was hearing that. When I'm just saying, when that Control.
Hey, nigga, she was still Charlene from Different Strokes.
Hell no. I mean, I was kind of, I was a little thirsty for Janet Jackson back on the Control.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She had a little black outfit doing a little dance and had the hair. Talking. You know what I mean? But what brother at that age didn't? But let me go show y'all again. Okay, so 3, I got Prince, the Man in Purple, Prince. Number 2, I got Luther Vandross. And number 1, I got the all-time great Michael Jackson. From the G. But my top 3, I got Prince, Luther, and Michael. Well, my top 5, I got Michael, Luther, Prince, Janet Jackson, and Whitney Houston. So out of that top 5, you got an issue with Janet.
Let me see your shit again.
He said that's the only one. He said, I knew it.
Hey, no, let me. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. I mean, well, you got Whitney in deep waters, man.
Yeah, Whitney. Yeah, I do got at 4 or 5. I do got Whitney at 5. I mean,
yeah, you got her bringing up the rear of the top 5 and shit. But I can take it because I do respect your Michael, Luther, Prince, and Whitney. They're all interchangeable. Janet Jackson, I could buy her being. I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't do Janet, but it's respectable.
But look, you saying one album, Control. I mean, Rhythm Nation came out in 89, so technically she had 2 big albums in the 80s.
Yeah,
you can't but
that don't make her a top
come on,
singer.
I mean, come on now. She was changing. Well, I mean, you talk about singing. I get what you're saying. But I'm just saying though, she changed the code when Rhythm Nation and Control.
No, that's a decent ass run though. That's a decent.
I mean, think about this: to go have an album come out like Control and get all and do what it do, and then you turn around and put out Rhythm Nation.
Hey,
that's
man,
nasty, right
there. I can hear them songs, boy.
That's nasty, right? Hey, look.
Man, we left a few out. That's an honorable mention because anybody could have thrown Ray Charles in there. He would throw the occasional hit.
But I'm gonna tell you this though: Control went 5 times platinum in the 80s, and Rhythm Nation went 6 times platinum. I mean, maybe you know what? I will say this though. Maybe a lot of it was jockeying off of her brother's success. Maybe I don't know.
No, man, we ain't gonna do that. No, man, she earned her bones, man. She earned her bones. She had to put it out there.
But is she a better singer than Whitney? No, I would say no. I can't say that Janet is a
She
better
ain't a
singer.
better singer than anybody else on that list.
No,
I didn't know. You know what? I'll put her right above Rick James.
Yeah, I can feel you that. I can feel that.
But yeah, I like that. That's a solid top 10, man.
I think we both had solid top 10 lists. I think we both had respectable lists.
I mean, you talking 80s. I mean, we could have threw in Dionne Warwick. We could have thrown in Ray Charles and Aretha because they all still was making singles that was hot then. But
right,
yeah, I'm cool with it. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, you had Dionne Warwick. You're right. You could have thrown Dionne Warwick. You could have thrown in Frankie Beverly, like you were saying early. Frankie Beverly.
Yeah. I was really one of
Frankie Beverly. One of the coldest voices of the 80s. One of the most well-known. Got that music when you're supposed to go in your parents' room and shit when you was a kid, and you hear Frankie Beverly. Ooh, that's kind of music you like. Oh, I used to be around that shit. That's some. That's some sexy shit. I ain't old enough for that. You know what I'm saying? Man, but yeah, what a decade, man. 80s. Give us your opinions. You see the email address down below. Email us your top list, and maybe we'll debate it on the show. Our next show. We got another great one coming up for you. All our lovers of R&B. We're gonna do the greatest top 10 90s. So y'all know this is gonna be a fool because your boy on that list.
Hey man, so right now, so are we gonna put groups in as a single line? Do we put the whole group, or will we like
right now? We only gonna do solo artists of the 90s, and then we're gonna transition down to groups. We're gonna hit y'all the viewers.
Okay. So on this list, we can't break a lead singer outside. Like if I wanted to say KC, you know what I
mean? No, we're gonna save it for groups.
Okay. We're gonna leave the groups to their own.
And then, unless we just go do greatest voices. Now we just doing the greatest voices. It don't matter what group.
Well, essentially, that's what I thought this was.
We're just doing great best R&B. What we think best R&B as far as parameters on this. Cultural significance, meaning did they change the culture? Did they influence anything? Did they come out with a new style? Did they, all those little factors.
Okay, Rolling Stones.
Or if you just liked them, or maybe it was something about the artist you was really nostalgic about. Like, man, every time my father picked me up in this, 78 Cutlass, I heard this song.
He had the Curtis Mayfield banging.
Every time I hear Curtis Mayfield, man, I feel something. You know what I'm saying? So, let us know what y'all think in the comments below. We appreciate y'all vibing with us and chilling with us. Two brothers from another, one and the same. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep it all unified like we do. Love y'all. Viewers, hope y'all love us. If you don't love us, I still love you. It's good because I want to hear what y'all got to say, man. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and catch us on the flip side on the regular show coming at you soon. Other than that, peace out.